All right, guys, so these type of jobs will keep you broke. From my experience, I worked different type of jobs, and there were just certain jobs that kept me stuck, kept me not making as much money as possible, and it just really, really limited my opportunities, right? So, all right, so let's get right into the list. The first type of job that will keep you broke is a job that you can't work remote. We're in 2025 and you should be working remote. I think everybody should try to find a job that you work remote. Now, I've spent, over I would say 5 to 7 years working at jobs that you had to go into the office, and there's a lot of um, a lot of negatives to going into an office, and we could get into the list. The first thing is just the time it takes to drive to the office in the morning and then coming back from work. I mean, a lot of you live like an hour away from your job and you're commuting an hour there and then an hour back. And even if it's 15 to 20 minutes, you got to think about it. Most people are going to the job or whatever type of job they have at the same time. So, even a 15-minute drive can turn to 30 minutes, and you think about back and forth, that's an hour, right? So that's just time that's wasted that you could be using it for a business. You can be using it to just come up with different ideas, get work done on other stuff, side businesses, side hustles, side investments, but you're wasting it driving to the office. Also, just all these accidents. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you drive to work in the morning, you see so many accidents. Just so much liability just driving to the office. So, one, you waste time, and then also just all the accidents and stuff that can happen on the way to work. For me, it's just not worth it. Another thing, a downfall from working at an office is you really don't get much done, right? You do your job, but most likely you're gonna have friends at the job. You're gonna have people that you know. And typically, when I went to the office, the first thing I did, because I didn't really have any choice, is have a conversation with a bunch of people that I really didn't want to have a conversation with. I just wanted to get there, go to work, do my job, and go back home. But you can't do that, right? A lot of these companies, they want you to go there, commingle with people, and discuss, and be a team player and things like that. And you get there, you're talking to people, you waste 30 to 40 minutes. By the time you start working, it's 9 o'clock, right? 9 o'clock in the morning, and you started your day at 7. You wasted an hour driving, you wasted an hour talking to people at work, and you're really not getting much work done, right? So again, that's just another downfall of working at an office. It just presents so many distractions. Also, at lunchtime too, people want you to go to lunch. People want you to do all these things with them on the side after work. They want to get drinks, they want to do this, they want to hang out. And you'll see you just wasting a lot of time working at the office. Now, if it was a job where you knew you were just going to go to and get your work done and things like that, that would be different. But most of us know when you go to the office, all these distractions are going to be there, and it's going to be almost impossible to avoid them, right? You just succumb to the environment, the people around you. They're playing around. They want to talk about this, gossip about that. So yeah, I think we're in 2025, so everybody should try to find a job remote. Even if your job is not remote now, a lot of you actually do have the option to work remote. You just never asked your manager, you never asked your boss, and you said, okay, the job that I'm doing here, I could do at home. Is it possible for me to work remote? So I think a lot of you should ask your manager, should ask your company, and say, hey, can I work remote? Is that an option? I find that I'm way more productive and things like that. And again, you're still going to be doing your job at home, but all that extra time that you are driving to the office, that you're wasting talking to people at work, you can use that downtime to work on a business or a side hustle that's going to get you ahead and not keep you broke. Because all the stuff that you're doing on the side at your office, going to lunch and things like that, that's just wasting money, and it's not adding to productivity. So yeah, that's the first type of job that I see keep people broke. And again, I believe everybody should be working remote. I get so, I went to, what was it? I think it was 2021 or 2020, all when COVID happened. The pandemic, like everybody was working remote, and from there I could just see my productivity go up so much more. There's not that many distractions, and again, you could just work on stuff on the side and get that side hustle that you always wanted to get started and get things pushing. So yeah, that's the first type of job that keeps you broke, a job that you have to go into the office, and it just leads to so many distractions. All right, the second job that keeps you broke, and this is more for the younger crowd and things like that, people that are probably, either going to college, or maybe they're in high school and things like that. These like manager jobs at these food restaurants. So like a manager at McDonald's, manager at Burger King, manager, just at one of these fast food places. And the reason why it's going to keep you broke is because if that's your first job, right? A lot of the times this is people's first job, or maybe their second job. They work, maybe the register for a little bit, then they get promoted to manager. Because those type of positions are in and out. They're looking for managers to take over, young people, and things like that have a little bit of experience. But the problem with that job is, if you're a person that never made money before, you're going to think that that's a lot of money. And what I see a lot of the times is a lot of these young people, they get used to $20, $22 an hour being a manager at McDonald's, and then they don't look for anything else. You stay stuck in that type of job where you're just a manager, and just because of your title, you think you're good to go and you don't need to move up in life, right? And typically for those type of, like the next leg up for a manager at McDonald's or one of these fast food restaurants is like district manager, but it takes so long to get to those positions, right? And also, again, it's when you're making that type of money so young, maybe $20 to $22 an hour, you think it's a lot of money at that age because you could, buy your little car and things like that, but you end up just staying stuck. I see a lot of people do this for the rest of their lives because that's one of the first jobs they get, and they think they're making a lot of money. So I think these jobs, even like retail, and I see it happen too in clothing. Like people that, maybe like an Abercrombie or one of these mall manager jobs, just because of the title, people end up staying stuck in those type of positions for years, and they really never end up developing their career, and they stay broke, right? Because that manager position is not going to be able to help you afford a family, go on the trips you want to do, and I don't think it's a job that you should be doing forever. I don't mind if you do it for a little bit, but again, the problem is that these people, the people there are going to keep you in that environment, right? The group of people the type of people you're going to meet, work in that manager position, they're going to make you feel like this is it. You made it, and things like that. So I would avoid those type of positions. I would not try to be a manager early at like a McDonald's. I know it sounds good. It sounds like it looks good on your resume, but a lot of those people just stay stuck doing that. And yeah, I would not do that at all, right? Okay, so that's the second job that keeps you broke, kind of those manager positions, those easy manager positions to get. Maybe you just need like some cash handling experience, and they'll give you the position. Try to avoid that. I think people end up just getting stuck and not building their career after that. All right, so the third type of job that I think keeps people broke is kind of in that same realm, kind of like that server or anything with tips, right? Like a lot of these server job with tips where you can make a decent living. But again, it's just really, when you do the math, you really only get like $20 to $30 an hour. But since you're getting paid in tip, and every night you're maybe leaving out with $100 to $200, maybe it's like a club job too, where maybe you're like a bartender and things like that. Again, all these jobs are kind of sold to people that are, in their 20s and things like that, and maybe they haven't found out what career they wanted to do. But a lot of these jobs that pay you in tips, you could think like, oh, I'm making 100 to 200 bucks in tips, so I'm good. Again, this just goes to settling and thinking you're making a lot of money because you really never seen what a lot of money is. So you're making all this money, you're getting a lot of cash every night in tips, and you think I'm good. I could just work this forever. Valet, clubs, server, those type of jobs. I'm not saying to not do these jobs, right? That's not what I'm saying, because a lot of you are going to be like, oh, well, where I'm going to work? I'm saying these jobs keep you broke, right? So if you're a person that gets stuck in these positions for, the next 5 to 6 years, this is keeping you broke. And I see a lot of people go and do that. I see a lot of people say, forget college. I'm already making money being a server, doing valet, or, working at the club. I'm getting, $150 to $200 a night. I don't need to go to college anymore, right? They end up dropping out, or I don't need to start that side business, right? I don't mind doing this for a little bit, but the problem I see is people get stuck, or people end up making this the career, right? You end up making these type of positions the career, and it's because the environment, the people you're around, they're kind of egging you on and saying, okay, this is, you're making good money, for the group you're around, but you don't see that that's not going to help you build in the future. So I would stay far away from, or I would be cautious when I take a server, club, valet type of position when you're in your younger years, because it's just you're gonna get stuck. I see a lot of young people get stuck, and they don't end up doing anything else. So yeah, I think that's the third job that keeps people broke. There's and those type of jobs are very volatile too. They'll cut your hours. A lot of these companies or a lot of these clubs or valet places, they close down. Definitely server positions too. They'll cut your hours. So it's very volatile. That's another reason too that they keep you broke. These jobs are volatile, and they'll let you go at any second because, again, it was easy to get, so you're easy to replace. So yeah, those are the 3 type of jobs that keep you broke. The first one is a job that you can't work remote. You're going to the office. 2, the second type of position are those, those easy manager positions to get, those supervisor positions at like a Abercrombie or a mall position, or, maybe like a fast food restaurant. And then 3, those young type of jobs, server, maybe even a bartender, club, valet, those type of things, where it seems like you're getting a lot of money, and you feel like, in your age group, you're killing it. But, as a few years go by, you're going to see that that's not enough money. The job is volatile, and, the people that you're around too really don't promote a good, healthy life. They're outside drinking and doing all this other stuff, right? So yeah, again, these jobs, I'm not saying don't do them. I'm just saying be cautious, because they will keep you broke if you stay stuck in them, and you don't have any real plan to get a real career, right? All right, so that's pretty much it. Those are the jobs that'll keep you broke. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.